skating action coming your way from Kezar Pavilion, Golden Gate Park in the city of San Francisco between the Chiefs and the Jolters. This is Walt Harris to call the action. What we expect to be a very fast-moving game. It started that way. Right now the score, the Jolters 3 and the Chiefs 1. We're in the first period of play in the first half with 6 minutes and 5 seconds to go in this period. So a lot of action yet to come. The Chiefs in the gold and the green. The Jolters, a rugged skating team and a big physical team in the black and the blue. The Jolters girls field. Marcia Gibbs, number 3. Rose Duran, number 4. Barbara Baker, number 5. Pam Kneva, number 6. Armida Ortiz, number 7. Jan Vallow, the one and only, number 8. And Gail Berndt, number 9. For the Chiefs, Noreen Gallagher, number 42. Carolyn Moreland, 43. Debbie Thompson, 44. Judy McGuire, 45. Sandy Dunn, 46. Dolores Roberson, 48. Claudia Hobdy, 49. Right now it's Hobdy out on the jam for the Chiefs, 49. Chiefs trail by 2. And across the track, the Chiefs are setting up a wall, slowing that Jolter club down. Back to the block is Jan Vallow, number 8. Coming up on her, Claudia Hobdy, 49. This Jan Vallow is quite a skater. Rough and tough. He doesn't have to take it up anybody. Coming back, Barbara Baker with a block on Claudia Hobdy after it was set up by Jan Vallow. Baker back there again, number 5. Another block on their ex-teammate. And Vallow goes back and throws an illegal block and draws a penalty. She wants to know why. Bill Morrissey said she was kicking, and as she walks off the track, she walked right across Hobdy. And Jan Vallow in the penalty box. Jamming time almost over. Another Chief jammer coming up. He's decked in there by number 6 of the Jolters, Pam Kneva. So no 1 point on the play, and that was the point on the penalty on Jan Vallow. So the score is now 2 for the Chiefs and 3 for the Jolters. Fast and exciting skating action on the bank track. The Chiefs, the world champions, hoping to repeat again. They've come a long ways in the last year and a half. They've really gelled as a club, one of the great ones. They're facing a team that can disrupt things all over that track. I'll give you the men's lineup when they come out in the second period of play. Dave Autry and Bill Morrissey, the officials here. Breaking fast, Judy McGuire, a speed burner, a former speed skating champion, number 45 on the play. The Chiefs are keeping the Jolters from getting anybody out on the play. Good blocking in there by Carolyn Moreland, 43. Sandy Dunn to the rear of the pack, dumping Rose Duran. Here comes McGuire, who goes by for the point. That was Pam Kneva instead. That's 1 point for the Chiefs, blocking by Sandy Dunn. No, Sandy Dunn goes to infield. Must have been an illegal block on Kneva. I don't know if they'll award a point or not. Jan Vallow blocking now on Judy McGuire. Right up on the back she goes, and getting her licks in there. Kneva on Judy McGuire, and Judy McGuire left on the rail. Moreland up there blocking, and she's being hammered by Jan Vallow, and it's Duran moving in for the Jolters for a point, I believe, and that's exactly what the officials say also. And the Jolters pick up a point on the play that started out looking like it was going to be a Chief play. 4-2 is the score now. The Jolters lead the Chiefs. 2:55 to go here in the first period in the last half. Jammers on the rail for the brief rest. Back being reformed again. Better join the pack this time or there will be a delay of game penalty. They do, and here we go again. Fans sort of sitting on their hands, so to speak, here at Kezar in San Francisco. 2 visiting clubs. It's a little hard to figure out what team you want to get behind. What team you want to cheer for. You know, the fans in the New England states know what team they want to cheer for. Sandy Dunn back on the track with the blockers helmet on. Moreland still wearing the pivot helmet. She's taking off after Barbara Baker, number 5, was moving on the jam here for the Jolters. Moreland gets the lead with the block, and Baker puts her down, though. Moreland takes off on the jam, number 43. Slim, pretty girl out there on the jam, wearing that pivot helmet for the Chiefs. Carolyn Moreland. Jan Vallow at the rear of the pack to block. Carolyn's going to need a little help back there. Sandy Dunn trying to work her way back there now. So it's a pull away here by the Jolters. They're out and moving now. trying to skate out the remaining time on this jam. Hobney with a jump block, but Vallow gets away from her. Debbie Thompson, and Vallow gets away from her. Sandy Dunn now. Vallow gets away from her. Sandy Dunn trying now. Sandy Dunn to Judy McGuire, moving on Vallow. They get her. She's passed for a point by Moreland. Took a lot of effort to move out Jan Vallow. A block in there by Baker and another point in there for Moreland. 2 cheap points on the play. That closes the gap but ties it up at 4 points apiece. A good play, and it was a tough coming because that Jan Vallow was really protecting that pull away by the Jolters. He finally double-teamed Vallow and got her out of there. 4-4 is now the score. 40 seconds to go in this period. Officials trying to keep peace out there. Judy McGuire and Jan Vallow, and a knee in there by Vallow as the referee walked away and McGuire is down. I tell you, this Vallow is sharp at doing things when officials aren't looking. Sandy Dunn after it. She goes to the infield trying to get Sandy Dunn in trouble. Dave Autry practically tackles Sandy Dunn, and he's holding her. Vallow comes in and gets in her licks. Moreland in there now, swinging. Moreland was trying to help her teammate Sandy Dunn, and she got clobbered by Barbara Baker, who's still punching away. And the Chiefs are down, Sandy Dunn and Moreland. I tell you, this Jolter club is a physical team. That's the end of the first period of play with the score. The Chiefs 4 and the Jolters 4. Action again on the bank track here at Kezar in San Francisco. This Walt Harris calling the action. The Chiefs and the Jolters, the men are on the track. We'll give you the lineup for just a moment right now. Being whipped out of that pack by Sam Tiapula for the Chiefs is number 47 on the move. Number 47, that looks like John Early to me. John Early on the move here. We have number 46 wearing 47. With him, Joe Stafford, number 7. Joe goes to work in there. This little veteran skater knows all the answers. Stafford with the lead now. Jerry Cattell back to the block. The blonde tiger for the Jolters, number 9. There's his block on John Early. Stafford trying to get by Sam Tiapula, the rugged Samoan skater. Jerry Cattell coming up now, putting Early down, moving on Tiapula with a block in there. Stafford goes by on the inside for 1. Chiefs with 4 skaters out there. Heavily drawn earlier by the girls, carried over to this period of play. Stafford has 1. I think that's all he's going to get. That's it. They settle for 1 as time runs out. Gives the Jolters a lead 5-4. Now here is the lineup for the men. For the Jolters, Ted Tauscher, number 3. Mike Moore, 4. Charlie Gibson, number 5. Robert Graves, number 6. Joe Stafford, number 7. Muscleman Cal Stevens, number 8. And Jerry Cattell, number 9. For the Chiefs, Sam Tiapula, 42. Joe Perez, 43. Larry Lee, 44. Mike Gammon, 45. John Early, I think, is 47 on, not 46 on my program. And 48 is Lloyd Turpin, and 49 is Bill Grove. And here we go again. As Cattell being decked by Bill Grove with a good legitimate block. Cal Stevens moves out Bill Grove. But scooting out on there, Mike Gammon grabs the lead. So in pursuit now is Charlie Gibson, number 5, for the Jolters. A big and rugged skater, but Mike Gammon, not as big, but as big as anybody on skates. Dynamite Mike on the move here. Gibson goes by. Gibson might be fooled there. Gammon doesn't mind coming up from behind. He runs into Bill Grohl, does Gibson. He slammed on the rail. Mike Gammon goes by, moves on Jerry Cattell, the blonde tiger. Cattell slowing him down. Bill Grohl working on Charlie Gibson. There they are. It's Gammon trying to move by Jerry Cattell. Cattell keeping an eye on. There they are. Through traffic they go. Gammon to the inside. Great skating. Scores, cuts it off. Ties up the game 5-5. Action continues there even after that play ended. Point also on the play by the Jolters. Jerry Cattell arguing with one of the officials about a call out there. That's not an unusual sight. Bill Grohl being helped up. 6-5 is the score. The Jolters still lead. Jerry Cattell to the penalty box. At least he's standing in that area. A 1-minute penalty. That means the Jolters have 4 skaters now, and the Chiefs are back to the full strength of 5. Joe Perez going to jam. He moves out of there. He's being pursued by Ted Tauscher, number 3 of the Jolters. Each team with a man moving on the play. 6-5, the Jolters lead the Chiefs in the second period here. An interview at the end of the half, remember? An interview at the end of the game. Some of the stations see the second half meeting, some will see it next week. You'll see the complete game here. Chiefs have a homestand coming up against the Bombers. Their home season is going to start against the Bombers. What a start that will be. An explosion heard over all the New England states. Joe Stafford back to the block out Joe Perez, which he's doing. There's Bill Grohl doing the job, and Ted Tauscher of the Jolters. Another block by Bill Grohl. Joe Stafford keeping the Chief jammer Perez in check. There they are, number 7 putting on the block with Joe Stafford. Bill Grohl, 49 on the block, and Tauscher, number 3 of the Jolters. Perez moving again. Again, he's hit by Stafford. Spun into the rail, spins off, stays on his skates. Bill Grohl trying to get a shot at Stafford. Stafford was able to get out of his way. Again, over the rail goes Perez, put there by Stafford, and Tauscher put over the rail by Bill Grohl. So no score on that jam. It remains 6-5. The Jolters lead the Chiefs. Backs being formed. Play will get underway again. Jammers will start from the rear of the pack. Try and work their way out in the 6-5 game in the second period. 7:10 to go. Jerry Gattell looking back, looking for his jammers. One, Mike Moore doesn't have a helmet yet. He's thrown one from the infield. Now he has a helmet. Cal Stevens moving up, trying to move out Sam Tiapula, the Chief, clearing the way for a Jolter, and the Jolter is going to be Charlie Gibson. But he's going to whip out Jerry Gattell. Gibson started the jam, then he reached out and whipped out the blonde tiger, Jerry Gattell, but Larry Lee, 44, the Chiefs, cut in front of Jerry Gattell. Jerry Gattell with the block on Larry Lee. Hammers him again, the big blonde tiger going to work on the youngster. Hooks him with an elbow block and puts him down. Lee back in the pack now. Limping as he rejoins the pack. Jerry Gattell jamming by himself now. Big number 9, a former policeman. He's out here jamming for the Jolters now. Bill Grohl back to the block, number 49, former amateur boxer, good country golfer, former semi-pro baseball player. A lot of things before he decided this was it. And I tell you, roller derby's been happy that it is. Down is a Chief in there, blocking in the pack by Cal Stevens. That's 1. Bill Grohl taken out by Cal. 2 more, 4 points. Joe Stafford, Charlie Gibson, Mike Moore, and Jerry Gattell taking a bow there, being jeered by the crowd. Big muscle man Cal Stevens, the strongest man on skates, leading the charge that time to pave the way for 4 points by the Jolters, and they lead the Chiefs now 10-5. Don't forget you can get a free copy of the roller derby rules. Put your name on the mailing list also. Receive special advance information on upcoming games in your area. Write rules and the mailing list. Post Office Box 1828, Oakland, California 94604. Be sure to include the city and station on which you watch these games every week. Get your free copy of the rules. On the jam is John Early, Joe Stafford with him. Number 7 against number 47. With the lead now, Joe Stafford. Early closing the gap. He taps him on the back on one side and hits him on the other. And John Early, outsmarted the veteran, moves on Jerry Gattell, now number 9. Again, Early with being blocked by Jerry Gattell, the blonde tiger, who's come alive with his Jolter club. Knee block in there by Jerry Gattell. Cal Stevens, number 8, the muscle man, with the block in there. Knee block in there. Cal Stevens, 220 pounds, and he is like a rock. Hits John Early into the rail. Bill Grohl can't get back to... Oh, there's a block that doesn't take. It takes, but it's a penalty and a point. Stevens. Time running out now as Perez tried to get up there. It's 1 Chief point on the play. They have 6 on the scoreboard now, and the Jolters have 10. 4:14 to go here in the second period of play in the first half. Organized here, and it's going to be organized without Cal Stevens and the Jolters. He will be in the penalty box. Sometimes it's the battle between Cal Stevens and Jerry Gattell to see who's going to spend the most time in that penalty box throughout the year. They're a big physical team, and they're the most physical of all. Charlie Gibson in the jam, and not for long. Dynamite Mike doing the job. Mr. Gammon coming out of that pack like a cannonball, down around the ankles. Away went Mr. Charlie Gibson. Look at all three going down. The only jammer out now is the chief man. And he is Mike Gammon, and Cal Stevens comes out of the penalty box. His minute is up, and he's back in action. Chasing Mike Gammon is Mike Moore, a fast-moving youngster with his Jolter club. Mike Gammon moving up there now. Jerry Cattell slowing down Mike Gammon. Bill Groh with a hard block on Mike Moore, number 4, the Jolters. There's Mike Gammon, 45, trying to fight his way by Jerry Cattell. Gammon, who grew up on skates. Jerry Cattell cutting off again. Bill Groh trying to get a shot at Jerry Cattell. Here comes Mike Moore again. Bill Groh will have to worry about him. He slams into the rail. Now Bill Groh will move up. Mike Moore over the rail on the board, getting back on the track. Cattell missed the block. And Mike Gammon got away from him. And Mike Gammon clobbered in there by Jerry Cattell. I say Jerry Cattell missed the block. He missed the block because Mike Gammon was able to get out of the way. John Hurdy come back to challenge Jerry Cattell for working on Mike Gammon, and Cattell clobbered him also. Cattell will go to the penalty box. 1 point, that's scored by Mike Gammon. This penalty, of course, occurred after the jam ended. There he decks another chief, and Bill Grohl is out to Cattell, who's flying for his life now. Down he goes. Bill Grohl pinned on the rail. Cattell skates away. Fight another day. 10-7 the score here. The Jolters lead the Pioneers. So Stevens back on the track. Cattell in the penalty box. They're skating with a 4-man team. Jolters with 4 men out there. The Chiefs with 5. Let's see if the Chiefs can take advantage. They whip out Joe Perez. He's being chased in there by Ted Tausche, number 3 of the Jolters. Each team with 1 man out and moving on the play. Fast and exciting skating action you're looking at here. The World Champion Chiefs out there. Fans really haven't got behind either club yet. 2 visiting teams skating here in San Francisco. Maybe if they were in the New England states, you'd know who they were behind. Fans at Madison Square Garden, Belt Forum, Womack Arena, Long Island Arena, New Haven Arena. They really like this club, and with good reason. And going by, JoJo Stafford going down, and Perez, he gets up and squares off. He looked like Stafford was going to clobber him, and Perez was going to get ready for it, but he's in the wrong area because Cattell grabs him also. And John Early throws himself in there. Larry Lee gets in there. They got a Donnybrook going. Cal Stevens gets in there and blasts a couple of Chiefs. They about to rip up the infield there. Perez is smart enough to get up and square off against Stafford before the damage, but he was in the wrong area. Cattell in the penalty box grabbed a hold of him and started punching. 10-8 is now the score off that point. Picked up by Perez on a great effort. Eight is the score here. And that is the end of the second period of play here in the first half with the score. The Chiefs 8 and the Jolters 10. Of San Francisco. Guarded by the Pacific Ocean. Walt Harris calling the action. Well, the Jolters are down to 3 skaters now. As Cattell drew another penalty. JoJo Stafford, they carry over to this period of play, and the Chiefs drew 1. So the Chiefs have 4 skaters out there, and the Jolters have 3. In a case like this, when you only have 3 skaters on the track, you go with 2 jammers and the pivot skater. All these skaters out there who can score when you're down to 3. If you have 3 skaters that draw penalties, then you'd still have 3 in the track, and one would have to wait till one of those comes out of the penalty box to go in there. You can't skate with less than 3. Carolyn Moreland, 43, being followed by Rose Duran, number 4 of the Jolters. Jan Ballo in the block, but Moreland went underneath it, and Ballo decked Rose Duran, and Moreland picked up a point for the Chiefs. They're closing the gap slowly here, point at a time. 10-9 is now the score. The Jolters in front. Third period of play here in the first half. Back to be organized, and the play will get underway again. personal appearance the other day with some of the skaters. They outdrew one of the biggest names in professional football who had also made a personal appearance at that location sometime before. Named embarrassing. So that's the attraction of these skaters. Tremendous following across the nation. Right now, the Jolters are the only jammer out. That's Barbara Baker, number 5. Debbie Thompson, or Judy McGuire, way behind the pack. She had been decked by Jan Vallow. She's going to have to block, but she can do it. Judy McGuire, 45. Judy ducks under. Vallow's blocking. Vallow, twice in a row, she's been unable to put on the block to save the Chiefs from scoring or stop them from scoring. She really kicks the kickboard. Frustration. Sandy Dunn is about to rub it in, too. There's Sandy Dunn patting her on the back, consoling her. I think she thought of a teammate for a moment. She skates away. No point scored. She just stopped her team from scoring that time. It remains 10-9. The other time she tried it, it backfired, and the Chiefs picked up a point. So Jan Vallow, frustration here in the third period of play in the first half. Go, both clubs at full strength again. In fact, there are 3-6 Jolters out there. They better get somebody off. Now Ortiz drops back. She'll go to the infield. Had a lot of trouble getting her helmet adjusted that time. Then they found out she was not supposed to be out there. Claudia Hobdy, 49 on the jam, and with her is number 3 for the Jolters, Marcia Gibbs. Each team of the jammer out and moving on the play. 8:42 to go in the third period. And a block in there by Marcia Gibbs. Did the job in Hobdy for the Chiefs, and she'll rejoin the pack. Now the Jolters are the only jammer out and moving. Moreland starting to break away from the pack. She's half a lap back. May be a factor, it may not be a factor. Depends on how things work out. The complexion can change in this game rapidly. Sandy Dunn back to the block for the Chiefs. Sandy Dunn, tremendous all-star skater, number 46. There's her block on Marcia Gibbs. Jan Vallow back there, but coming up now, Moreland will keep Vallow's attention. Not for long. Well, both jammers are blocked down. Now Sandy Dunn into the rail. Recovers in time, but still points scored in there. Sandy Dunn trying to get away from Vallow, and Vallow's teammates in there, Pam Kadiva, Barbara Baker and company, were doing a blocking job. The Jolters pick up 2. And they lead now 12-9 over the Chiefs. Just like that, a quick 2 points in here for the Jolters. Pack's being formed again. Jammers starting from the rear of the pack. Have to work their way out. Here are the skaters with the stripes on the helmets. Here we go. Rose Duran moving up. Can't get by Sandy Dunn of the Chiefs. Now she does. She's out of there, and Barbara Baker goes with her. And chasing them is Judy McGuire, 45. The flashing blonde Judy McGuire is being worked on now by Duran and Barbara Baker. Being hammered, but she's battling him in there all the way. Not, oh, that's it. She tried, though. She gave it 110% effort. But the Jolters controlling things again on this jam. Rose Duran, number 4. Barbara Baker, number 5. Moving on the pack. Vallow at the rear of the pack, working on the Chief skater, puts her down. And that's McGuire, and both jammers go by for a point apiece. Now it's a pull away by the remaining Chiefs. But the Jolters way back. The Jolter jammers cut off the jam, figuring they couldn't catch the Chiefs who are way out in front. So they settle for the 2 that they got, which gives the Jolters 14 on the scoreboard and the Chiefs 9. There's Vallow was getting a lecture from Bill Morris in the infield. Sandy Dunn came back there. Morrison figured he better get out and get in the middle there, try and keep this game under control. Look out, they got Vallow in the middle there. She gets out of it and then falls down on the bank turn. Not a good day for Jan Vallow so far in this game. Good night or whatever. Ortiz, even though her club's out in front. Switch helmets. McGuire McGuire too valuable to go to the end of that because she jams. She stays out there as a blocker. Sandy Dunn skating, blocking out Jan Vallow, but it's a Jolter out of there first. But not for long, there's Claudia Hobney grabbing the lead. Claudia Hobney and Carolyn Merlin out on the jam for the Chiefs. Out there for the Jolters, Armida Ortiz, number 7, and Gail Byrne, number 9. Merlin slowing down. She's trying to slow down both of them. She did long enough to give Hobney, 49, a chance to get a pretty good lead on this jam. Hobney, 49 for the Chiefs, will make contact with the rear of the pack first. That contact will be Jan Vallow, number 8. Hobney moving up now, number 49, into scoring position. There is Jan Vallow, great for the block. Got her in the ribs. Here comes Ortiz on the Jan, number 7 for the Jolters. She has the lead. Vallow way behind the pack blocking that time. They could have called a penalty on Vallow back there. They didn't. You cannot block more than 20 feet behind the pack. She was about 40. Vallow coming up now. Hits Moreland. She's passed by Ortiz for a point. Vallow moving in there on McGuire and Sandy Dunn. Blast through there. Ortiz trying to get behind the inside. She did for how many? 2 more or 3 more? 2 more. She got a total of 3 on the play. Sandy Dunn and Vallow. Here we go. No damage yet in there. Sandy Dunn starting to get the punches in now. Vallow started something there that she couldn't finish. Now a right hand shakes Sandy Dunn. Penalties each way, I believe, on Sandy Dunn and Jan Vallow. There are 3 points on the play by the Colts. By the Jolters. They now lead 17-9 over the Chiefs. If you would like to have a game scheduled in your area, be it non-political, it can be a non-profit organization like an association or a benefit of some kind, but not political. You have a gym at a high school or a college or an arena that seats more than 2,500 people. Write bookings, Post Office Box 1828, Oakland, California 94604. Your letters like that have scheduled a lot of games in your area. Especially a benefit to volunteer organizations. Had games kitted for volunteer fire organizations, police associations, many other March of Dimes, many a great worthy cause have benefited from roller derby games. So get your card or letter in the mail so we'll know about the arena in your area. Moreland blocking and Rose Duran. Debbie Thompson, 44, being blocked up by Barbara Baker, number 5. Both teams minus a skater. Moreland is going to give the whip to Debbie Thompson. Into the rail, Thompson, but has 2 Chief points on the play. So here we go. We'll get another jam organized. The Chief picking up 2 points that time, close the gap somewhat. 17-11 is the score. 3rd period of play. Interview at the end of the half. Some stations you'll see the last half immediately. Some you will see it next week, but you will get a chance to see this complete game between your Chiefs and the Jolters. This game coming your way on the Chief Network. Judy McGuire out there to challenge 2 Jolter jammers again. Baker and Rose Duran. They're working on McGuire. Moreland coming out to help out McGuire and Sandy Dunn. They move in there and peel off the blockers, and Judy McGuire moves away. So Judy McGuire on the jam here for the Chiefs. Jan Vallow back to the block, big number 8. I say big number 8 who likes to hate. At least she skates that way. She hits with a vengeance out there in the bank track. McGuire received it that time. Sandy Dunn back there to help number 46. There's a whip. Right on the back of Vallow goes McGuire. Sandy Dunn trying to pull her around, and she does for a point. Baker missed the block. McGuire got away. She picks up 2. She picks up 2 more. Time didn't run out. He did 4 big points for McGuire, who did a fantastic job on the last 2 points, staying on the track without leaving, without touching the infield. And Sandy Dunn after Vallow now. Grabbing her by that face mask and slinging her around. That's a 15-yard penalty. Sandy Dunn grabbing Vallow by the face mask. Those 4 points makes the score 17-16 now. The Chiefs just trail by 1 with 25 seconds to go here in the third period of play in the first half. There is Jan Vallow. Well, we got 3 seconds left in this period. They're counting it off. That's the end of the third period of play with the score. The Chiefs 16 and the Jolters 17. Moving now into the fourth period of play in this game, coming your way from Kezar Pavilion, Golden Gate Park in San Francisco. The Chiefs and the Jolters. The score, the Chiefs 16 and the Jolters 17. Chiefs have a big series coming up in the East against the T-Birds. What a series that's going to be. Against the Bombers, rather. That'll open their fall season against the Bay Area Bombers. I say that'll open with an explosion because of the rivalry that exists between the Bombers and the Chiefs. The Bombers and Charlie O'Connell. The Chiefs, the world champions. Boy, that's going to be an explosion. You fans back there got some great games coming up to open the fall season. You fans deserve a great team back there because I've been a lot of tremendous fans back there. Times I've been east for Chief games. Jolters being battered in there by Bill Grohl and Larry Lee. No point scored. Jam forced to be cut off. 17-16 it remains. Bill Grohl really blasting the Jolters that time. Checking with Jerry Cattell, one of the officials. He's down and hurting. Cal Stevens checking with him. I don't know what happened to the trainer. The trainer went to the dressing room for something, and Cattell really got clobbered. He might have got kicked in the head. Bill Morrissey is helping him to the infield. You go down in a heap sometimes. That's how you get kicked in the head. I remember Cal Stevens in a game a year and a half ago in New York at Madison Square Garden, and a match race coming up at halftime with Charlie O'Connell. That's when Charlie was with the Chiefs. And he went down in the pack in the first half, and a skater come behind him and tried to jump him, and one kicked him right in the head. He had a concussion. Had to be taken to the hospital and lost out on the chance to pick up some extra money in the match race with Charlie O'Connell. That's the same Cal Stevens we have out here with the Jolters. Out on the jam, Ted Tauscher, number 3, moving here for the Jolters. With him, Sam Tiapula, the rugged Samoan, number 42. Tiapula blocking in there, doing his own blocking on Tauscher. Now Tauscher being blocked out by Larry Lee, 44. Cal Stevens now with a block on Sam Tiapula. Cal Stevens, number 8. Cattell's on his skates and all right on the infield. He'll be back in action. Tiapula clobbered by Stevens. Stevens gives him a leg block again. Tauscher battles in there. Larry Lee, number 44, the Chiefs with a knee block on him. Stafford trying to reach back and pull Tauscher around Larry Lee. Larry Lee breaks that up. Time running short on the jam. Stafford with a block on. Tiapula puts him down. No point scored. Time runs out. Wild action, but no points picked up in there. Score remains 17 for the Jolters and 16 for the Chiefs. And Jerry Cattell comes back on the track, ready to go again. Both teams at full strength. 9 minutes to go here in the first half. Bill Grohl out in front blocking. Rear of the pack. Skaters are down and up again. Stafford's going to jam. He's whipped out of there by Cal Stevens, and there's no Chief up there to challenge. Chief Jammer's unable, Perez and Early unable to get away from the rear of the pack. Bill Grohl takes off. He's half a lap back, though. He's got some skating to do. Larry Lee is going to have to do the job back to number 44. Jerry Cattell drops back to block. Stafford waiting for Bill Grohl. That might be a mistake for Mr. Stafford. Bill Grohl moving again, 49. Stafford, number 7, with another block in there. Both these men on the jam, remember. Double block, Larry Lee and Perez. And Cal Stevens and Jerry Cattell blasted Larry Lee and John Early. And it's 2 points in there just like that for Joe Stafford. The Jolters now lead 19-16. They've led from the start of this game. 19-16 is the score. These two big men out there, Cal Stevens and Jerry Cattell, are making themselves felt in this game. The Chiefs seem to be slow to get started here. They're not really skating their usual game. They're an explosive type club, and for some reason or other, they haven't been able to set off the fuse in this game. They may do it in the last half. Here's the man that can do it, Mike Gammon. Charlie Gibson, number 5 of the Jolters, reached back for what he thought was a man in his team, and Mike Gammon grabbed him by the hand and was whipped out of there. You know, I've seen a penalty called in a play like that in a game. It called the jammer for holding by grabbing the other man's hand and made him go back made him go to the penalty box for 1 minute. Gammon moving. Bill Grohl blocking with Jerry Cattell over there. Jerry Cattell hammering Bill Grohl now. Just like that. Another, Bill Grohl rugged blocks on Cattell. And Bill Grohl can do it. Cal Stevens back to the block and Bill Grohl. Jerry Cattell, they've got him in the middle and they go to work on him. Officials keeping an eye on the action. Grohl decked in there. Cattell goes by for one. Larry Lee getting it from Cal Stevens. Cattell goes by for another. And slamming his Larry Lee's head into the rail. Stevens, he wasn't satisfied with just blocking him out. Now he kicks him in the ribs too before he leaves the area. But Cal Stevens back in the penalty box. Jerry Cattell will have to put on the pivot helmet. Lee being helped by the trainer. Stevens arguing with Mike Gammon now, or with Bill Morrissey. I know he's arguing with Morrissey and pointing past him at Mike Gammon for some reason or other. Score is 20-16 now. The Jolters lead. They picked up one there. 5:40 to go here in the first half. Jolters with 4 skaters out there. The Chiefs with 5. Larry Lee doing a fine job trying to whip out John Early, but a jammer went by him, so he went out and put that jammer Mike Moore back in the pack. And he whips out John Early again, and Early put over the rail, but Mike Moore moves on the jam now. So Larry Lee was trying to do it all there and almost succeeded. Mike Moore out in the jam. Jerry Cattell back there to block. That is if Bill Grohl doesn't get him first. Here's Perez coming up now at Mike Moore. Joe Perez, number 43. Mike Moore goes by Jerry Cattell. Runs into Bill Grohl. Bill Grohl the block on Mike Moore. Jerry Cattell blocking out Joe Perez. Perez decked by Cattell, who takes a shot at Bill Grohl, and Bill Grohl gets away from him. Bill Grohl with another block on Mike Moore. Perez moving again. Cattell hits him again, slams him into the rail. Cattell trying to get a shot at Cattell, misses Bill Grohl, but Bill Grohl doesn't miss him. A point in there. Jerry Cattell came back. Bill Grohl ducked him. Jerry Cattell took out his own man, Mike Moore. Then Bill Grohl came back and really leveled Jerry Cattell. And the point was picked up in there by Perez. And the Chiefs have 17 on the scoreboard now, and the Jolters have 20, and I think Bill Grohl will probably go to the penalty box. Maybe not. I don't think officials saw it. We were watching the jammer. Don't forget, if you want to know how to become a roller derby skater, and I have a lot of letters asking me about this, enter the training school. You can write Roller Derby Training Centers, Post Office Box 1827, Oakland, California 94604, and you can get information on the Roller Derby Training Centers. That's a lot of letters I get. Out again is Mike Gammon, 45, cutting in front of Charlie Gibson at 5. The rear of the back, Bill Grohl being slaughtered in there by Cattell and Stevens. 1 point. And a right hand by Stevens puts Bill Grohl down. Boy, I didn't see anything legal in the blocking they were doing on Bill Grohl before that point was scored. But the officials did not agree, evidently, and so they allowed the point. They didn't chalk it up on the scoreboard. Let's see what they're going to do. Maybe they change their mind. They signaled 1 point. Maybe one of the officials saw something the one that signaled didn't, so he's not going to allow the point. And Stevens is mad. Evidently, that's the case. Bill Morrissey, the head official, overruled the other one and said no point. Stevens in the penalty box. Cattell's going in to argue now. So the point they thought they got, they did not get. First signal was for a point. Bill Grohl helped the infield. He'll not be out there for this next jam. He was really battered in there by muscle man Cal Stevens and big Jerry Cattell. There they are standing in the penalty box. They both go down. Jolters with 3 skaters out there, and the Chiefs with 5. Let's see if they can really move on this one. Tiapula with a pivot helmet. Gibson's out first. If he gets a clear lead, he can kill the time here. Charlie Gibson, number 5, whipped out as John Early, 47. Gibson should cut it off, but he doesn't know what's going on. He was looking around. He wasn't even looking at the jammer coming up on him. But he's back in front. He's a big man. Maybe he figures he doesn't need to cut it off. And he doesn't when he skates like that. Outnumbered 5-3. He must have had a lot of confidence because he went to work on John Early. Now he is a threat. Well, if they score with only 3 men out there, that'll be something. Sam Tiapula blocking, number 42, and he's rugged. Here comes Joe Perez on the jam. Now Gibson should cut it off, and he still doesn't. More than confidence, he is just not thinking too sharp about the play. JoJo Stafford blocking back there. Penalty time is up. Cattell and Stevens on the track. Stafford with the block on Perez. Gibson being hammered by Sam Tiapula. Goes down. Both jammers are down. 3 seconds. 2, 1. That's it. No score in the play, but you can't say these Jolters don't skate with confidence. 20-17 the score remains. The Jolters lead the Chiefs. 1:25 to go in the first half. Remember, an interview at the end of the half. And then the second half on most of these stations, not next week. To 17. There is time for another jam here. Minute 7. The jam starts with any time remaining on the clock. Remember, it still goes the full 60 seconds. That's the rule at the end of the first half and the end of the second half. Four jammers are moving. One was the blocker, Stevens, and he whipped out JoJo Stafford. Stafford with the lead now, being chased by Joe Perez. Stafford inviting him to come up. This Jolter club, a little bit overconfident, I might say, facing the World Champion Chiefs, and they think they own the place. Stafford tries to, he goes down on what he's trying. It didn't work, and he tried to dive through the double block. Look out, there they go. There goes Perez. Long jumping for 2 points. Bill Grohl kicks Jerry Cattell as he gets up. And Roberts on the right hand. Here we go. Trading right hands. Oh, man. Big punches in there. Officials trying to get them apart. They're clobbering each other out there. Bill Grohl and Jerry Cattell. Man, what haymakers, and they were connecting. Well, that's the end of the first half. Boy, that second half's got to be a dilly. That's the end of the first half with the score. The Chiefs 19 and the Jolters 20. Me, they're wearing matching his and hers outfits. She and her husband, Mike Gammon. I was just saying, Mike, Judy, every time I see you, you're wearing the same clothes.
Yeah, well, it's either this or dungarees. You know, I can't get up to the suits like you wear, those nice clothes. I'm working all the time.
But you ride horses, too.
Well, that's why I'm in dungarees most of the time, I guess.
But gold and green is a good color to wear, isn't it, Mike?
Oh, yeah, it's been good to us. It really has. And it's been quite successful since we've came back and, you know, reformed the Chief team. You know, 3 in a row. You can't ask for much more than that, you know.
But, of course, everybody's shooting at you now, too.
Oh, yeah, well, our biggest thing, Ryan, is Charlie. You know, like he came in the Shea last day and he says, oh, man, it was too cold and it was too windy and that's the only reason they would beat us and, you know, all that kind of stuff. But he would like to have taken it back. He really, really wanted it from us. We took it from him right out here last year in San Francisco. And I think he's looking forward to coming back in October when we open. I know, like, his team is the first team in. And I think he's going to be waiting for us.
Well, that's bound to be explosive when you and the Bombers get together back in the East now in that opening series. But, Judy, let me ask you. Now, you're skating here in San Francisco. It's not a home crowd, yet they're not against you. But they're a little quiet compared. If you're home, they'd be up and racing the roof. If you're on the road, say you're in Chicago against the Pioneers, man, they'd be knocking you down, the crowd would. So with a crowd reaction like this, sort of uncertain, right, does it affect your skating?
Yeah, I think it does. It doesn't get you up like a home team crowd, like when we're skating right in New York. But to be honest with you, we have more fans here today, I guess because we're not skating the Bombers, we're skating another team, that it's almost enjoyable skating here today, which is very unusual in San Francisco because they do hate us.
Yeah, I know. They're sort of behind you, but they're not like your own fans would be. I assume, you know, you're the type of club, Mike. You're not a big physical team. You're just a talented club, where this Jolter club, they're physical.
Yeah, oh, they're pretty physical. They got a lot of big guys out there. And like you say, the fans do help us. And And I think that's what gets us going a lot, you know. And then they're pushing a lot of weight on that team. You know, they got Jerry Cattell, man, Cal Stevens, and they got this other big tall guy, new guy, man. And he don't skate like a new guy. The guy can skate. He's you know, you figure a new guy going to come out here stumble around, but he's doing a pretty good job, you
look
know.
over the roster and say, well, this guy can't be too good. Charlie Gibson or something, you know.
You see if you slub him off a little bit, you look down and stuff, but their rookies are pretty good. You know, they're making you think twice a few times. I know that one little boy got to jump on me tonight, kind of made me look like a fool, but that's because I really wasn't paying attention, you know, and it happens, you know.
It's like scouting a team, and you come in a couple of unknown, and you have to figure in this game that if a man is a beginner or a girl is a beginner, they're not going to be too sharp for the first year or two. Isn't that correct?
That's true. You kind of take advantage of it, really. It's but like I say, he kind of made a fool out of me, so I guess he's doing pretty good, you know.
You're going to have to go to work in the last half, huh?
I'll keep an eye on him, that's for sure. I just won't let him have as much leeway, you know.
How about that girls' team, Judy? Now, when you run into a gal like Jan Vallow, I don't know anybody tougher than her on skates right now.
That right now, to be honest, in the girls' field, I think we would be outnumbering them. I think our girls' field is a lot better than theirs. Janet doesn't have too much help on her team right now. She's lacking jammers. Now, she's got Barbara Baker now that's doing a heck of a job over there, but she's still lacking having that, say, that third jammer that when they're doing something else can help out. Now, we have myself, Sandy can jam, Carolyn's a terrific jammer. We've got people, you know, and we've been working together for a long time. Their team is not as together as we are.
Micah, just a couple of seconds left, but I wanted to ask you about your family.
My family's growing up. She's running around here. She's she's down at the game tonight, but she's growing up. She's becoming quite a lady on us. You know, all of a sudden she's a big girl now.
I was going to say as big as her mother, but that's not saying much.
Well, Judy, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Mike, thanks
Thank
very
you, Walt.
much. Mike Gammon, Judy McGuire, Mr. and Mrs. Mike Gammon, one of the finest teams on the bank track that has ever been in the league. Score at halftime, 20-19. This Walt Harris speaking from Kezar in San Francisco.